Happy Saturday from Belgrade! Woo! So I arrived last night, it was around 1 a.m. The weather is so weird. Outside is about 52 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about, I think, 12 Celsius, if I'm correct, not quite sure. It's not as cold as I expected it's gonna be. The weather is pretty similar to San Diego at this point, which is so funny because I was expecting snow, winter conditions. Here I can go skiing, but I think next few days won't be happening, but fingers crossed for some snow. I got up around 8 a.m. dealing with the jet lag and stuff. I went to bed around 2 a.m. and I think I got 5-6 hours of sleep thanks to melatonin. I get those Ali gummy bears and I took 2 of them before I went to bed, and that really put me to sleep. Otherwise, I don't think I would have fallen asleep. There's no way, because I slept on the plane. It was a long journey. I traveled more than 24 hours. I'm not even sure how many hours I've traveled because I've changed time zones, and I started my trip from San Diego, went to LA, Paris, Belgrade. So I got here around my plane landed around midnight. By the time I left the airport, it was around 1-ish, not even sure. And I think it was 1:30 when I got home. I have no idea. Everything is blurry from yesterday. I'm still so new at this, so I don't even know where to put my things, and I don't think I even have proper equipment. I've been mostly vlogging with my phone. Let me try to sit here. Oh, this looks so funny. I look like I'm about to teach a class. Funny story. I want to tell you guys a story what happened to me last night when I got to the airport. So picked up my bags, went through security, went through customs. Of course, customs, my favorite. They always pick on me for some reason. I don't know why. I think they feel my energy, and that's how they choose to pick on me. So as everyone was passing by, the customs officer, he's like, "Hey, excuse me, girl, can you stop by? Where are you coming from?" And I was like, "Coming from Paris." When I should have said I'm coming from LA or San Diego, but I said I'm coming from Paris. He's like, "Oh, stop, come here." And he checked my luggage tag, and he was like, "Are you sure you're coming from Paris?" I was like, actually I'm coming from San Diego, but my last flight was from Paris. And he was like, "Okay, put your stuff." So only my suitcases go through screening. Everyone else is passing by, which is fine. So he screens my bags. He's like, "Okay, that's fine, go." So I pass, thankfully. No need to open my luggages and things like that. I didn't have anything to claim anyways. I had no gifts, no presents, no additional electronics besides my personal and my work laptop, and my AirPods, my chargers, things like that. Security. And then when you arrive to Belgrade Airport, now they have this new taxi system where you have to pick up a ticket, and the ticket is going to give you an exact rate where you're going to. So let's say you're going to Dorchol, it's going to say, okay, to Dorchol it's going to cost you this much. You should pick up a ticket and go to a taxi, a certified Belgrade taxi, to take you to your destination. And the ticket guy was not there. His booth was empty. A couple of guys were standing there and they were like, "Oh, we're taxis, we're gonna take you, come with us." I was like, "Sure," they're standing next to the ticket booth. I thought they were fine. So I followed this guy and he's like, "Let's go upstairs." And it was so weird because the taxis are all downstairs, most of them. Yeah, there are some taxis upstairs outside of the ramp, but not at the airport. So I was like, "Okay, it's fine." He's like, "Let's go upstairs." And I'm like, "Okay, do you take cards?" And he's like, "No, my internet is down, blah, blah, blah." A lot of more stories. And I follow him. He takes me to a parking lot upstairs. So weird. And in front of a black Audi with no taxi sign. And it's 1 a.m. And I'm like, what is this guy? What does he want? I got so nervous for a second. I was like, "I can't go with you. I'm gonna go back." So I went back. I found a certified taxi and I still couldn't find the ticket guy. The ticket guy was not there. I found a certified taxi, pink taxi, which is the one that I always use while I'm in Belgrade. And I had him drive me home. And I told him the story about this. And what he told me is that these guys, he calls them mangupi. I'm gonna try to translate that, mangupi. They scared the ticket booth guy. So the ticket guy, he's gone most of the time. So that these guys, they call them wild taxis, take over the customers and overcharge you. I mean, at least I hope they just want to overcharge you and do nothing else. So that's my story. It was a little bit scary, but I'm so glad I listened to my intuition. I was like, yeah, I cannot go go with you. And I went back and I did it the right way. Okay guys, enough story time, enough jet lag time. I'm gonna keep you posted about my jet lag in the next couple of days, how it goes. I got ready, heading to the coffee shop to grab breakfast, drink coffee, have a fresh juice. I'm taking you guys with me. So yeah, this is my look of the day. Perfect moment beanie, my Versace glasses. It's a rainy day in Belgrade. So IKEA here, we have duck meat, we have vegan food, we have soup, which is about $1. We have a salad bar, a lot of vegan options, and they also have fresh orange juice, $2. Updates, it is 3 p.m. We're still at IKEA. It is a rainy day in Belgrade. I just did a body treatment. I have no idea how to call that treatment. I made some videos for you guys. Basically what it was, they told me to take my clothes off and put a cream on my skin. Like I think it was a cream that would kind of like raise my body temperature. And on top of that cream, I would put a shrink wrap, like pants, like a shrink wrap myself in some special suit. And on top of that, I wore a special thermal skirt, and I went onto the treadmill, and then while I was jogging, the treadmill was doing like vacuum treatment on me, was sucking up the air, infrared treatment. So at the end of my treatment, it showed that I lost 800 calories, which is like my 3 typical workouts. You guys, I've never sweated so much in my life. Like I was dripping after I left. At the end, I used a machine roller, which was really nice.